Hey guys, I'm coming to you from the future. This video was actually created already today, but I had to go back and just remake this video just to add this because it has so much to do also with this video's topic, and I felt like it was just only right to, announce this and let you guys know. But the former YouTube CEO, Susan Wojcicki, has died of cancer at the age of 56, which is incredibly sad and disheartening. If you guys are either in the YouTube community, if you're a content creator or just someone who loves the platform, this is a person that has brought so many great positive things to the platform. And I seen a quote that really resonated with me that said that she was overhated and underappreciated. And it's 100% the truth. That's exactly what I felt like she was, where a lot of people just complained about little things that she changed, like the dislike button being gone. But it was something that, if you're not a content creator, you probably won't understand, because a lot of the times it can be abused and it can take a mental toll on someone's health, seeing how many dislikes coming in from something that's really silly and just not worth it. But at the end of the day, she is the reason why a lot of us have YouTube as a job. She's the reason why a lot of us are able to make this a living, and some of the updates and stuff that has changed YouTube for the better over the last 15 plus years. So it's really just a sad day for YouTube. And yeah, I definitely just wanted to put this out there, especially with today's topic. It's even more sad when we think about that she stepped down a couple months ago. No one really knew why. Obviously we know it's because she was battling cancer, and she probably knew the things that she was going through. She just wasn't capable of working at YouTube anymore and wanted to focus on her family and her life before she passed. And so yeah, the fact that she was battling this and also getting hate at the same time and just kept quiet about it is just really a testament to who she was, and what she's done for this platform will never be forgotten. So thank you, Susan, and let's pray for her family and her friends, everybody during this time. It is sad, but this goes pretty well with today's video, so I just wanted to put this part in before uploading this today. But yes, rest in peace, Susan. It's been really no secret that 2024 has been an incredibly slow year for Nintendo, and even with it possibly being the last year for Nintendo Switch before we move on to Switch 2, it still is doing actually pretty good, even for this slow year. Nintendo has games in the pipeline, and they've even had some remakes and remasters to get us started this year, and even some new games to end the year. So it's actually pretty incredible when you compare some of their past consoles and the last couple of years of their lifetime, which were pretty terrible. I mean, the Wii U really only had like Paper Mario Color Splash, for crying out loud, for like a whole year. It was pretty bad. But this year has been pretty dry, and I think a lot of it is due to the fact that the Switch is approaching 8 years old at the beginning of next year, which is a very abnormally long lifetime for a console. So yeah, of course, everyone's eyes now are on the next console, but at the same time, we don't know when this next console is coming. And trust me, take it from somebody that's been making videos on Switch 2 from the very beginning, waiting for this reveal, trying to talk about something Switch 2 related every single month or so, and of course, nothing really coming into fruition. Finally, getting the announcement from Nintendo is going to be announced sometime this fiscal year, but there's people saying that's going to get announced very soon. There's people saying it's going to get announced later on this holiday, and even some people still believe that it's not going to even get announced until like the beginning of next year, which would be a horrible case scenario. I really hope that doesn't happen. But this year has pretty much just infected everyone. It infected fans. I think everyone has the Switch 2 virus. Everyone's waiting for this console because it's very evident that Nintendo probably isn't going to have any large AAA games until this next console releases. And yeah, I mean, just look at this year so far. It's very evident, and I'm going to just go out and say it. This has without a doubt been probably the worst year for Nintendo out of every single year. Yes, there are games to play and there's things to look forward to, but when it comes to big stellar titles, those AAA games that we can't wait for, there's been none, and we know there's not going to be any this year. I think the biggest games are going to be Princess Peach Showtime, Mario and Luigi Brothers Ship, and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And honestly, Zelda Echoes of Wisdom is probably the biggest one out of those. As excited as I am for Mario and Luigi, it is a spin-off game. It's not the next AAA 2D or even 3D Mario game. So yes, this year is pretty light on content. It's nowhere near bad, but when it comes to actually covering Nintendo news from Nintendo YouTubers or just having stuff to talk about within the community, there's not a lot to talk about in the community. And that's kind of why I wanted to make this video, because I've been noticing it's not just me, it's not just some people that I know, but it's a lot of YouTubers out there and content creators that are absolutely getting destroyed by this year. So I kind of wanted to make a video on behalf of all of us Nintendo YouTubers, because I have gotten tons of DMs from other content creators in the same space that have been talking to me about their situations, and I've been watching other people's situations that I'm not as close with, And it's really a struggle for a lot of us out there. And let me explain what I mean. So a lot of people hate Switch 2 talk. There's a lot of people out there that love Switch 2 talk. I see the comments of you guys that just love all the information regarding around it and the hype and the speculation, because right now that's all we have is just pure hype and hope for the console. We don't know anything about it. But I am not gonna lie, almost every single time I post one of these videos, which I normally do around once a week, once a week after posting 5 or 6 videos a week, it shouldn't be too terrible just to kind of touch up on the console, any news, any information that's come up about it. But it just gets slammed in the comments section. I mean, I read all the time, hey, Nintendo Land, talk about anything else, talk about something else, please bring up any other topic. And it's not just my channel. I mean, I see these comments in almost every single Nintendo Tubers channel, even the smaller ones, and it's just like, yeah, it's just a constant barrage of people hating anything about Switch 2 or Nintendo Directs, which is so strange to me when that's literally pretty much all we have to talk about right now. A lot of people aren't in the gaming space the way we are in the content creation field and really see exactly what goes on behind the scenes. And yes, there's always something that we can talk about. There's always some type of past game that we can revisit or some type of old news that we can dig up from the dirt. But at the end of the day, it's stuff that no one cares about. No one's gonna view a video on Super Mario Galaxy 2. No one's gonna view a video of games that came out years ago. And that's why I really wanted to make this video, to really get through to a lot of people that a lot of these people do this as a job, myself included. This is my job. As much as I love Nintendo, everything, like Mario, Zelda, Metroid, the whole lot, it is also, at the end of the day, a way that I provide for me and my family. And as much as people hate seeing Switch 2 videos, it's the videos that people want to watch the most because it's the ones that get the most views. People are excited for Switch 2. They're excited for the next generation. They are ready to move on from Switch and see these next big AAA games like the 3D Mario, Mario Kart, the next Splatoon, Luigi's Mansion 4. The list goes on. And rightfully so. We've been waiting so long for these games and waiting so long for this console. It's about time. So yes, people are hype about this next console, and that's what Nintendo YouTubers are talking about right now. But obviously, yeah, people hate it. Of course, there are games coming out. We have Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, we have Mario Party Jamboree, and we also have Mario and Luigi Brothership, but those games are smaller, and the views definitely reflect on that, because every single time one of us creators, big or small, make videos on these games, no one seems to really care about it. That's normally how it is with all these titles, but at the end of the day, I just had to come on here and kind of talk about, you know what? People are going to make videos on Switch 2. It's going to happen, and it's probably going to happen frequently because at this moment, it is a very dry year, and you got to kind of understand that. And I know a lot of people like to make those comments suggesting, hey, how about you don't post? Well, that's not an option for some of us. Some of us have to get out some type of content, and as much as I want to just sit here and pump out content on old games, I mean, seriously, I would love to just make tons of Mario and Luigi videos from past games as we lead up to this one, but a lot of people don't care about that right now, and the views have definitely shown that in the past when I have covered some of these games, and sometimes you just need that Switch 2 video. Sometimes you just need a video to hype up the future of Nintendo. I guess what I'm saying is I kind of want to be a spokesperson for the entire Nintendo community on YouTube right now and just say, just kind of ease up on everybody right now. I get it, a lot of people are posting Switch 2 and you might be tired of it, but look, if you don't want to watch Switch 2 stuff, just don't watch. There's no reason to go on like deep rants and hate comments on everybody's channels because they're posting Switch 2, because right now it's kind of all we got as our backbone to lean on, because there's just nothing from Nintendo. And I know a lot of people keep saying, just wait, things are gonna change, and before you know it, Switch 2 is gonna be here, and we're gonna see all the new games coming to it. It's gonna be massive, and it absolutely is going to be. But we just don't know when this can jumpstart. There's a good chance that we don't even get the console until the summer of next year, or maybe even worst case scenario, the holiday of next year. So obviously, Switch 2 information is going to be a very much main focus for a lot of our channels until Nintendo starts doing something of importance. So that's just something that people have to understand. Now, the thing that actually sparked this for me is I've seen some crazy things happening with certain Nintendo channels and stuff online. Some channels just completely going away. For instance, I just saw the other day that GameXplain had to pretty much lay off all of their staff and pretty much go back down to a one-man team. The one who created the whole thing, Andre, and it was actually very sad to see this. If you guys don't know, GameXplain is a company that I actually really much loved when I was younger, and growing up through my high school and even early college years, I watched every single video for Breath of the Wild entering the Switch and even late Wii U, I was just really hooked on their content and getting news from them, and they were a main reason why I started YouTube today. And to see kind of this take the shape and form that it has is really, really disheartening. And I get it. There are slow times in consoles. You know, there are slow years. You're not going to have a 10 out of 10 Mario Odyssey Breath of the Wild year every single year. I get that. But it does affect some people, as it affected GameXplain, and they had to lay off the staff because of the revenue being, you know, a lot smaller compared to normal. And yeah, it has been affecting all of us. It has been an off year. It has been more work in order to keep revenue and to keep views up. But yeah, it was something that really caught my attention. And no, GameXplain is not going away. I know a lot of people have been, you know, shooting those out into the blue. No, they've even confirmed themselves, or at least Andre has confirmed, that GameXplain is staying. It's just going to be a one-man team right now, I believe. And he's still putting up videos. He just put one up today. Go check it out. But yeah, it just is an example of what some of us are going through. The same thing also with Game Informer. Game Informer is just shut down now out of nowhere. And it's like a whole thing with GameStop. I'm not even going to get into all that, but it also goes a lot further. And I'm not going to just name all these different YouTubers, but I've had a lot of people hit me up in DMs and say, hey, are you going through what I'm going through right now? Because I feel like I'm not growing this year, or I'm scared to continue the channel this year. And even some people thinking of, you know, just completely being done with YouTube because of how bad this year has been so far. And that's the thing. A lot of people don't see this side. A lot of people just see, hey, we're putting out Switch 2 videos and everything's normal. No, it is a lot harder to make content for people that do this for a living, that do this every single day, this year in particular. Because last year, I mean, come on, we're talking about the Mario movie, we're constantly talking about Tears of the Kingdom, we're talking tons about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and that's just some of the things. So there was just so much, and there's just so little, you know. But I am always going to end it on a positive, where I do 100% believe this is the calm before the storm. Whether Nintendo announces this thing very soon, whether we still have to wait very late this year, at least we know we are going to get some type of news this fiscal year, which is between now and March 31st of next year. I really do believe this is the calm before the storm. I think this upcoming Nintendo Direct that's probably going to happen in September is going to tell us a lot. I think if it's very heavy, we might have to wait longer for Switch 2, unfortunately. I think if it's very light, or if we have a partner Direct, I think it tells us that Switch 2 is indeed coming very soon. I really hope Nintendo just comes out and shows the thing before the next Direct, so that way we can anticipate and expect huge game reveals during that Nintendo Direct. Because, you know, let's face it, if they have a September Direct and they haven't revealed Switch 2, the things that they show, the big highlights, the starter of the show and the end of the show, it's not going to be anything that's really going to be that AAA game still. It's not going to be that 3D Mario. It's not going to be that Mario Kart. It's not going to be the next Smash Brothers. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. I feel like this announcement alone is going to put juice in the engine. It's going to put gas back into this car, and we are going to be so hype again. But I just wanted to make this video to get it out to some people. A lot of people understand. I made a community post kind of going through it, and what I'd like to do, I post Monday through Friday, and obviously occasionally on Saturdays as well now, once a day. And I like to post everything. I mean, literally everything. You know, boss battle rankings of games, you know, past theories and things with games, and things that you may have missed within games, and of course even news and speculation. But I can't do that every single day. Some days are going to have to be Switch 2 speculation. Some days are going to have to be speculation on the next Direct. It's just what happens. But I just want to get that out there, let people know that aren't in the content creation space how it's going right now this year, and just give all of us, every single Nintendo YouTuber out there, a break for this year. It's hard. It's been rough. We're trying to get through it. Switch 2 is coming soon, but right now, we are going to be talking about Switch 2. We're going to be speculating the thing. It's the next big exciting thing from Nintendo. So that's what our eyes are on. I'm excited for the end of this year. Mario Party, Zelda, Mario and Luigi, tons of stuff to get excited for. So definitely support channels talking about those games, big and small, and show love. Right now, show love. Comment down below something that's just genuinely nice from your heart, because let's just all share the love around. We're having a love share time, so share it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.